Alright. 1 second. Alright. Testing? Okay. Welcome back to Knights of the Old Republic 2, ladies and gentlemen. So, we are back on Knights of the Old Republic 2 before Thursday because, well, I had an issue with my mic last time, which is why you couldn't hear me for the last 30 minutes of the stream. And I wanted to get through Dantooine during that stream, but I wasn't able to finish it, so we are back here today just to quickly finish Dantooine, possibly start the next planet. Let's catch up real fast. Alright. So we've got a couple of things left to do to fix up the defenses of Khoonda. Okay, this guy will say something about how he was wrong about Geron. Zero spikes, yeah. Once you get to a certain point in your skills, there's just nothing that can stop you. Attack only hostiles. I think it's time we upgrade Vissus. Okay, so she could be a good dark side user because of her high charisma. Dang, I wish I got this many feats. Gosh dang, I was a Jedi Sentinel. Why couldn't I get this many feats and powers? You're a Jedi Defense. Yeah, she's gonna be my offensive force wielder. I'm actually gonna build her and Disciple up for a mission that happens later in the game where you send 3 party members out on their own. And so if she and Disciple can be max powered up with their force powers, Disciple with buffs and Vissus with dark side powers, they'll be unstoppable. I try to start off today with a big leveling session. There we go. Okay. Okay, I do not really have anything that's suitable. Oh my gosh, that looks ridiculous! Okay. Those of you who remember last time she's at Miraluka, I've never seen her in anything other than the other stuff. Okay, I may be able to... Okay. Recruiting. Alright, there's a couple of side quests there that we can turn in after finishing the quest here. What's my money looking like? 9,000. Alright. It looks like she's just having a pleasant old conversation.
Do you require anything else, Jedi? Soon.
Alright, oh yeah, I talked to
I
Jaron.
was right about you, the mercenary. You sure? All right, then we got a lot to do.
Alright, so one of the things that's going to happen because of restored content wise, I'm actually going to be able to fight the Battle of Khoonda. In the vanilla game, it was a pre-rendered cutscene.
Since you are here to bolster Khoonda's defense, I will hurry to the mercenary camp and delay their assault however I can.
And there goes
I
Vrook.
imagine that the mercenaries have got 2 goals. The administrator's locked up in her office tight, which means that the mercs have to go through us and Khoonda's defenses. It isn't gonna be easy. I suspect we're gonna have to fight on the inside. They've got 3 entrances they're gonna try and break in. Here's the front door, the security door on the side, and the garage door in back. We got 3 squads of militia. We can assign people to the front, back, or inside. Backside has to guard 2 entrances.
Yep.
The front will have to fight more people, and the inside will have to deal with any that break through. So, where do you think the first squad should be deployed?
This one really doesn't matter.
The battles at... Where do you want this? All right. Where do you want the third squad? Fine by me. That's what I was thinking too. The main group of mercenaries will be coming through there. Probably be good to put our best soldier there. Once the fighting starts, you gotta stay in your area. We both have to guard our half of the battlefield. Come over to me and the mercs will just charge straight into Khoonda. Thanks to you, they're gonna have a tougher job. That's about it. Now we just need to dig in and wait for the mercs.
Come. Have you talked with the
Well,
men?
I'll tell them what's there to do. I'm not much for words. All right, I'll assemble the men. I hope you can speak good.
Yep. And so now you basically get a few options, and how well you do depends on 1, which option you do, and 2, what your persuade skill is. Tell them they're doomed. That's so mean. Yep. Yeah, that one usually gets quite a few people pumped up.
I don't have the words. That was really something. I think any one of them would take a blaster bolt for you now. Let's get ready for the mercenaries. If we fall here, all of Dantooine falls with us.
Tell me what you see, soldier.
They're mobilizing the militia. Looks like a lot of activity down there.
They've been warned. It won't be of any use. The plan doesn't change. Captains, prepare your men. Their leader, Administrator Tarina, must not survive the battle. Everything else is secondary to that objective.
What does he have against Tarina? I'm wondering. Alright, I will take Disciple, and I think I'll do HK. It's so funny to see him in light side form. Okay, has HK got armament? Okay, that's slightly better. Alright. Let's do this. Let's see. Disciples on Jedi support. Yep.
Something you need of me?
Accuracy ratio achieved. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Optimal accuracy
Yep.
ratio
And mow them down. Turn myself into a machine gun.
ratio achieved.
Yeah, Disciple is quite a tank. He starts off as a soldier class before he becomes a Jedi, so he's pretty tanky. Ooh, a level. All right, 20 repair. That'll make the components thing a lot easier for me. All right. Next powers I'll go for like statement. Oh, I think I'll go for Wade actually. Yep, and now there's more of them. And that battle meditation from Disciple is doing us wonders, and I better level him up before he dies. That almost happened. Get revitalized. That's a fun power.
I am listening.
Ah, crap. Ah, there they go. They're melting now.
Fall back inside.
Whoa, he got injured. And now we get to fight the Mercenary Leader.
So you're the Jedi. I take it you are responsible for the surprises we've had during this battle. Stand aside. Our quarrel is with a distinguished administrator. This isn't your problem.
Give me a reason to get out of your way.
I could kill you, but I think you'd slaughter at least 4 of my men. Recruitment fees are 250 credits per man. So 1,000 credits for us to avoid the hassle of replacing those men. Do we have a deal?
You'll die
That
first.
isn't a possibility. This is going nowhere. You could have lived. I was trained at Malak's Academy.
Malak's
You're
Academy,
just
huh?
me. You're just another dead Jedi to me.
Sorry I was held up, but it looks like I've arrived in time to pull you out of your predicament.
Oh, shut up,
Kill them
Vrook!
all.
Why did he make a droid sound when he died? That's hilarious.
Thank you so much for your aid. You can be sure that Dantooine will not forget how the Jedi protected us from this threat.
Yeah, that was fast enough that we can just go on to the next task.
We are a humble community, and this conflict has greatly diminished.
I don't usually take it, but I'm going to take it because I
Thank
want
you
that
again,
Mandalorian
brave
disintegrator.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have much work to do. Dantooine will be slow to rebuild, but I am confident now that we will one day achieve prosperity.
Khoonda is safe in no small part due to you. I feel certain that the Administrator wouldn't have made it without your assistance. I may
Yay, he's actually giving me
In any
credit
case,
for once.
I am free to talk about whatever you wish. Because you defied the Council and followed Revan to war. And from that war came another. Do you know how many worlds were destroyed in those wars? Dantooine, Telos, Sirocco? Do you see now why we counseled caution instead of action? You were the only one to come back and face judgment. But that was because you had lost your connection to the Force. Another casualty of war.
That's
No
our
doubt you
first
still
clue
blame
here. My
us for your
character
exile.
thinks that
I had hoped your isolation would give you time to reflect on what had happened, what you had done. But I see it as not. You have more questions for me?
So, basically, if you remember, my character thinks that the Jedi Council is responsible for cutting me off from the Force, and he just clued us in that, like, that's really not the case. That's our first clue as to my character's, state.
You have seen the end of your trial. Perhaps you would like to explain how you came to this knowledge.
Auto
That
transcription.
was intended only for the Jedi Council. If what remains of the Council chooses to tell you, then I will abide by their decision and its consequences. There is little I can tell you. Master Kavar felt
There it
something
is.
had happened to you in the war, but all he had was suspicions, not truths. And Kavar was too close to you.
In other words,
any
they don't
event. He,
understand what
too,
happened to me.
felt the call of war and took to battle more than a Jedi should. His speculations would not help you now, but enough of this. It is knowledge for the Council alone until they choose to reveal it. You have more questions for me? Have they? I've seen no evidence of them upon Dantooine. Only murderers and raiders.
They've already attacked me.
Why would they attack you? You are no Jedi. You cannot feel the Force.
I've reestablished.
Perhaps it is Dantooine, but I do not feel such from you. I feel nothing but what I felt in the Council Judgment Chamber on Coruscant.
There's another
so
clue
long
for you guys
ago.
right there.
Still you and your
That's a big
connection
deal, that he still
are
can't feel the Force
subject
with
of
me, even
debate
though I
in the
could use
Council.
it, and I used
It's
it during the
possible that
battle.
returning to known space, journeying with others, has caused the Force to stir within you again. Though it seems unlikely the Sith would bother with you.
The Sith are hunting me.
For some reason, I believe you. Still, I am curious as to how they would know to find you. Your trial was not public knowledge. Regardless, these Sith have struck, and you survived. This is more knowledge than I had before. And that means the Jedi may gather. If you can find others, or find some trace of the Sith threat, then we shall gather here on Dantooine. And from there we may decide what can be done. You have more questions for me?
Yeah, basically I could ask him why is he hiding, why are the Jedi separated, but it all basically ends up in the same place. They split up because of what happened on Visis's homeworld of Qatar.
I suppose there's something I should show you. It will keep you alive long enough to prove useful. I'm only going to demonstrate this once. This is the Sheen form, a defensive stance that's good when you're outnumbered, which is most of the time. This form will increase your ability to deflect blaster fire, and it increases the odds of dealing critical strikes against your attackers.
Landing critical strikes, it sounds so video gamey.
Still, your form is sloppy. Keep practicing to tighten it up and you'll be fine.
And now I've just straight up got another lightsaber. So... I'll have to come back to that lady for her crystals at some point. I do want my blasters. Where's LARP? Oh, dang. Huh. Where'd that Rhodian merchant go? Heavy repeating carbine.
Thanks for your help with the mercenaries.
Clear out the
So you
Kinrath.
did. Here's the credits I told you about. Even with the caves cleared, I imagine it'll take some time.
Yep.
That was very helpful of you.
2,000 credits, not
Thanks
bad.
for your help with the mercenary. I'll tell you what I tell all those grubby salvages. No body, no... Let me see the will. He left all his possessions to one of the other dead salvages. Will I ever get rid of that? The administrator will have to figure out what happens to them.
All right. Sorry, had something to take care of. The HK-50s actually say something pretty funny when HK-47 is with you. You can usually find some of the remains of the mercs out here. No? Alright. Alright, there should be some of them. Yep, there they are. Now they actually have some funny lines when HK-47's with you.
Diagnostic. For some reason, I cannot fire. Obvious statement. This was not anticipated. I am attempting to access my weapon systems, and I cannot. Alarmed embarrassment. If this gets back to the other units, we will be decommissioned.
That's hilarious.
This one is mine.
Look at how fast they melt. How the that was so goofy.
Systems failing, Master.
Modular plating. Alright, there should be some party member stuff that tries to trigger here, so let's see. Yep, T3.
What do you mean, Pazak?
Pazak. What again?
This is Ronto Scrag. What house rule says I have to go first?
Why does he keep trying to play with the
I'm
droid?
still not convinced you aren't cheating.
Warning, if you draw another ±1 card, I will enact assassination protocols.
This droid is cleaning me out.
You can be a jerk to them or you can play, but... Alright, here we go.
Statement. My memory core has suffered some damage. Statement. Yet somehow, a gap in my circuits makes me feel as if I should remember you. Statement. This is all the more important since during my routine inspection of all potential escape routes from this vessel, I made an interesting discovery. Observation. The navicomputer is voice-locked. As a consequence, you are now responsible for course corrections and astrogation. Statement. That is indeed a great burden. It also raises many questions. Query.
This cutscene is one of the big
Someone
seeds
locked
to
the
what would have
navicomputer.
eventually been KOTOR
Answer.
3 had it not been
Presumably to
cancelled.
hide where one has been. Statement. I believe you've been somewhere. Somewhere you wish to keep hidden.
That was T3 speak for, that was a close one. If you've read the Revan novel, you know where he's been, actually.
Query. His statement. Ah. Statement.
Yep.
Statement. Very well. Observe. So my time. Answer.
Yeah, we went through this last time.
Answer. I mean. State.
Alright, so there's a really funny bit here. Who was your previous master?
Statement.
Yes!
Master, that is a question that has an extremely complicated answer. You see, I do not believe my master knew who he was most of the time, which led to some confusing situations that could have otherwise been avoided.
I'm not sure I understand.
Clarification. Suffice to say that my master had his ups and downs, and in my opinion, traveled from a high point in his life to a low point. He developed qualities such as mercy, compassion, and even love for others. It was really rather revolting. Still, my master has
Again,
a
because I've
remarkably
said at the beginning of the game that in
efficient
the previous
droid-like
game I was
qualities which
light-sided.
He, too,
This dialogue-
suffered memory problems,
This dialogue will
as I did.
change if... That dialogue changes depending on if you said your character in the previous game was light or dark. Memory problems?
Statement. Oh, yes, Master. As indicated upon my reassembly, my central control cluster is damaged, making recalling my previously stored assassination protocols difficult. I hope that over time I shall eventually reach the status and skill I possessed before I was damaged.
What's the last thing you remember?
Recollection. The last thing I remember is having my core wiped from the last 5 years. I believe my master was responsible.
Why?
Answer. Even with my memory impairment, I recall that my master was about to embark on a dangerous journey.
There it is.
Conjecture. I believe there was something about my master's destination that he did not wish me to know.
Are you alright?
Answer. I am somewhat disappointed that my master did not choose to take me along, of course. Wherever my master traveled, destruction and death were assured. Speculation, but I suspect I was not the only one left behind, so there is some satisfaction that the disrespect was spread through the rest of his whiny, simpering meatbag allies.
Whiny?
Statement. Oh, yes.
This is so funny.
My master had quite the collection of tortured individuals that seemed unable to confront their basic personality conflicts. Let me cite some specific examples.
This.
Mockery.
Oh, Master! I do not trust you! I cannot trust you or anyone ever again!
Mockery.
Oh, Master, I love you, but I hate all you stand for. But I think we should go press our slimy, mucus-covered lips together in the cargo hold.
Conclusion. Such pheromone-driven human responses never cease to decrease the charge in my capacitors, and make me wish I could press a blaster pistol to my behavior core and pull the trigger. I am pleased that this does not seem to be the case with your current entourage.
Maybe you should turn your photoreceptors up a little more and pay more attention.
Statement. Yes, well, enough of that painful stroll through what remains of my memories. Was there something else you wish to know? Query. Statement. Query. Indeed, I was unaware that the Navicomputer was locked.
Because T3 deleted that bit from his memory. It's voice printed.
Statement. Yes, I heard it was voice printed. Most curious.
Can you unlock it?
Statement. I suppose so, Master, but I would need to know who voice locked it, and regrettably, I do not have that knowledge. It seems to me that we will have to accept the T3's astrogation abilities for the time being. It is a very loyal and dependable droid for its class.
It is. Anyway, we'll have a couple more influence opportunities with HK at some point. Let's see if Bander's ready for his training.
You know, I'm glad I found you again, General.
What are you talking about?
We were together at Malachor. I don't know if anyone else could understand.
So?
Getting philosophical on me? I'm here because you found me on Telos and I decided to come along for the ride. Not that I had much choice after we got going.
Why are you still here?
Tired of me already? I was frustrated. Watching the Ithorians getting pushed around by Zerka, I thought I could make a difference, but it was taken away from me. Guess if one planet was good enough for me, why not the galaxy? You just have to know what the circuits look like.
It's all wires and switches to, huh?
That's the way I see things. Traveling with you, I know there's something else in the universe, but I can't do anything about it anyways. So I'll leave it to you to take care of.
I'll do my best.
Was there something you want? Having you here has an effect on me, General.
I think I got it.
Years ago. I think my mind was too occupied then.
What do you mean?
I feel calm, more in control. The anger is still there, but I can feel it drifting away. The last years of my life have been defined by it. The Mandalorians, Zerka, and Revan. And above all else, myself, for Malachor.
What about me for giving the order?
Never, General. It had to be done. My hands destroyed the Mandalorians. I cannot be forgiven for that.
If Vrook could be forgiven for waging war against the Republic, you can be forgiven for saving it.
Even if I did it out of hatred of the Mandalorians?
That's a reference! Oh my gosh, that's a deep comic reference right there. Oh my gosh, that goes back to some of the stuff I was talking about during the first game with Exar Khoon. Oh man. Basically, at a certain point in the comics, Vrook kills his own brother in single combat, who had been a lover for Nomi Sunrider. Nomi Sunrider uses Sever Force on him, and Vrook, realizing the error in his ways, gives up Exar Khoon's plans and where they're taking place so that the Jedi can go stop him. And then he goes into a self-imposed exile to the planet Renvar, and he ends up having a really nice redemption arc, that's all I'll say. Protect us.
That might be the truth, but I don't want to see it that way. I can't just ignore the blood on my hands.
Fair. You cannot undo history, but you can't change the future.
Even if there isn't, I still feel like I need to do something to make up for it.
Learn the ways of the Force, bud.
Under your guidance, I feel like I could overcome my anger.
Man, there's a Jedi! We have no time to waste. Yes! First planet, and I've already made 2 Jedi. This is why I wasn't leveling up Bayadur. Trading montage. He's a guardian. He's a Jedi guardian. So yeah, next planet we can. Hey, Kreia. Got anything for me?
Yes. Have you come with... Very well. Very well.
Oh,
Sit
yes.
with me.
Oh, dang, I forgot about her thing. Dang it.
You have brushed the surface thoughts of another. It is a start. Calm yourself. This time, silence your own thoughts. Keep them still. Imagine the waters of the Room of 1,000 Fountains, each stream suddenly falling silent and still. Imagine the ice of Telos, cold and smooth as it gathers upon the plateau. Now, stretch out. Feel the ship around you. Strip away the metal and see the souls and minds of those that fill its corridors.
Lessons with Kreia, guys.
Dreams and worries than can fill the space of this ship.
As my feet walk from the ashes of Qatar, I shall not fear, for in fear lies death, and...
How could the Jedi leave the Republic? Was it because of the Civil War? Is it possible that they...
Switch the face of the +1/-1 card. The totals are 9.
Cards.
10. Switch the face of the +2 -2.
Ah, there's my
card.
Mandalorian
The
assault
total is 8,
rifle.
11. Switch.
Your command echoes still, General, and I obey, as I did at Malachor.
As my feet walk from the ashes of Qatar,
Switch the face of the +1
I shall
-1
not
card.
fear,
The totals are 9, 10.
for in fear
Switch the face of the +2
Your command
death.
echoes
card.
still,
The
General,
total is 8,
and I
11.
obey,
Switch.
as I did at Malachor.
That sound in the background, what is it?
Not now. Focus on my voice.
Couple more levels.
Now do you hear me? Truly hear me.
This is
You
incredible.
have taken the first steps on a much longer road, exile. The droids cannot be read in such a way. As for the alien who served with you in the war, its thoughts are more difficult, requiring many translations in meaning. Often it is better to read their impulses and images than their spoken thoughts. That is why he is deaf to you. I have found his impulses are cold, like a dead weight. His thoughts are black.
I did hear something from him.
Indeed. It is strange that I did not.
Maybe because I know him.
Perhaps. I would not put much weight on such things.
Something wrong with that?
Of course there was. It is because Atten was not playing Pazak, yet he counts cards in his head. At times, he will list off engine sequencers, memorize the hyperspace routes on the other side of the galaxy, count the ticking in the power couplings, even though they are fixed. At other times, he will imagine certain base lusts, certain indignities. It may be Atten is far cleverer than he feigns to be. Or perhaps he is simply a fool.
I'm going for that first one, bud. See how his Pazak game is going. Influence gain Kreia.
Yes. Very well. Have you done as I asked?
I devoted myself to understanding explosives.
Very well. Then know this. All situations contain within them the potential for violence. To know
whichever skill you improve here triggers a different piece of dialogue.
The situation to your advantage is the way of any wielder of the Force. Skill does not always draw from the Force, but it is a measure of power nonetheless. It can grant knowledge, help steady oneself when one's thoughts are in chaos, or grant enlightenment. Much can be achieved without the Force, as you know. Life continues, persists, and may be helped or harmed as a result.
Yep.
Now I am tired. Leave me to my meditations.
Maxim?
Yes. Very well.
So I could ask her now, but she won't tell us until later.
Ask.
Did you know Revan?
Perhaps.
Yes!
It is fair to say that few did. Revan had a mother and father, parents, ancestors, like all Jedi do. And when he awakened to his potential, I was there to see it. But where he was
so
born,
she
where
was
he
the one
came
to
from, I do
find
not
him.
know,
She was the
any
one
more
who
than I know
discovered
where
him.
he walks now. Some said that Revan was born in the outer regions beyond the Rim, and that's what called to him during the Mandalorian Wars. And after, it was the call.
There's actually a line in
of
the first
home.
game that hints at his true home world. What else do you know,
I
Revan?
know more, but it may not be enough for the answers you seek.
What caused him to fall?
Fall? Ah, already you presume.
Now this is so
much.
fascinating.
You were there at Malachor. Revan's choices were always his own. It was not teaching or circumstance or example, it was him.
What caused him to become a Sith Lord?
Is that what he was? Or was he always true to himself, no matter what personality he wore? And there is something that the Council may never understand, that perhaps Revan never fell. The difference between a fall and a sacrifice is sometimes difficult, but I feel that Revan understood that difference more than anyone knew. The galaxy would have fallen if Revan had not gone to war. Perhaps he became the Dark Lord out of necessity, to prevent a greater evil.
And that's a really
I do not believe the
fascinating
Jedi
gray area
Council
to think
changed
about.
Revan, as they claimed. They merely stripped away
It
the
always
surface
blows my
and
mind.
allowed the true self to emerge again, someone who was willing to wage war to save others. But that is my belief, since I knew Revan from long ago, as a master knows their apprentice.
You trained him?
He came to me.
Yeah!
Both before and after. Before Revan knew himself. And after, in the times when Revan was coming to his own and learning he was more than he had been told. At one time, Revan was my Padawan, in times past, long ago. But Revan,
So she
when
was
he had
Revan's
learned all he
Jedi
could,
master.
had other masters, that fool Jar, and other Jedi on other planets. He learned from each, but in the end, he turned back to me. When he realized there was nothing more to be learned from the Jedi except how one could leave them forever.
What was Revan like as a student?
Revan was power. It was like staring into the heart of the Force. Even then you could see the Jedi he would slay etched on his soul.
What about when you look at me?
You are different. When I look at you, it is like staring at the death of the Force.
Fascinating.
I know more. Ask.
Alright.
Yes? That crystal... Let me focus. There. Is there some...
Yeah, like, once I have that crystal max powered, I can then just basically use my lightsabers no matter what and still be just as good as I am with blasters. Alright.
I know of them.
All right.
Yes, and how much like beasts they had become. Combined, united against the Jedi, they command legions of Sith. But above these legions, there are 3 who must be stopped. As long as any one of them lives, then we, and all life, are doomed. One bathes in pain, feeds on it for sustenance. The other has ceased being a living being, so consumed by hunger that he has forgotten his own flesh. And the last is a creature of betrayals, for without such things there is no hope.
Cyan.
Yes, of pain he has learned much. Of knowledge, of teaching, he knows nothing. Like the others, he was spawned by the horrors of the Mandalorian Wars. He exists solely to spread his pain to all Jedi everywhere. The less said of that one, the better. Even a stray thought may draw him, and it is possible that he cannot be defeated. He is one who has learned the greatest of the Sith teachings, and it enslaved him. Until you are ready, we must not seek him out.
Betrayer.
Even now she is difficult to see. She must remain hidden for now until the time is right. If not, then all our efforts will be for nothing. In this you must trust me. She remains
hidden.
If she is exposed too soon, then this war will be over before it has begun.
Alright. Now let's go talk to Atten about his Pazak counting.
You know, I noticed a glow before, but now it's bright around you. You've come a long way since Paragus, and despite all we've been through, you seem a lot better for it. It shows. It's kind of inspiring, to be honest. Anyway, just wanted to mention.
I think the others have noticed it too. Let's play Pazak.
You seem pretty calm. It's almost streaming off of you. Well, it's good to see. You're a nice counterbalance to that old witch back there.
That old witch!
Something up?
Playing Pazak in your head again?
Passes the time. It's better than listing off engine sequences.
Okay, this is where you see
hyperspace
Atten's genius.
Counting ticks in the power couplings.
There are no ticks in the power coupling.
Of course it's fixed. And that's why you should count the ticking in the power coupling, too.
You're not making any sense. Frowns.
Why do I play Pazak? Alright, I'll show you.
Right then. This is the one time where it's like this is like one of like 2 or 3 times in the whole game where it's actually like worth it to play Pazak, okay? It doesn't matter who wins or loses this one, there's no money on the line. I'm not too concerned about who wins or loses this one, because we'll still get the thing I want. Ah, crap. Is it just gonna give us a million ties? Well,
good match. Now, what are you thinking about right now?
Now this is where you see the true genius of that. Well, Pazak, of course, the game.
Right. And that's why I play Pazak in my head. Because if you don't, you've left the door open, and anyone could walk right in.
I felt your mind. Sorry, man.
Of course you did. You see, Jedi, light or dark, do it, more often than you'd think. But I never heard one say they were sorry before. That's a new house rule.
You play Pazak to shield your thoughts.
No, I play Pazak in my head. But while I'm doing that, it's a lot harder for someone to walk in.
See, it's like a mental defense technique. Is that crazy?
No. I can only
look,
teach
there's even Pazak cards in his hand. That's great.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Then I want to learn to play Pazak.
Good. Now you understand. Alright, I'll deal then. If you're ever fighting someone who has the power over your mind, whether light or dark, play Pazak. Start listing hyperspace routes, recite engine sequencers, and when they try to use their powers on you, suddenly it's not as easy as they thought. Because you'll be right here with me, playing Pazak, where they can't reach you.
Isn't that brilliant? Isn't that amazing? And there's some Atten influence. Let's check inventory. Alright. We have my Repulse and my Sith Disruptor. Oh wait, it was the Ripper, yeah. Nar Shaddaa! Yeah, I've still got like an hour before I have to stop, so we've got some time to start Nar Shaddaa.
Well, here we are. The Smuggler's Moon. It's the gaping maw of Nal Hutta, swallowing all the cargo and spaceport thugs the galaxy has to offer. Mandalorians, mercenaries, war veterans, and pilots from the Mandalorian Wars and the Jedi Civil War ended up on Nar Shaddaa, from all sides of the conflict. When the last war ended, there was no place left for them to go. Nar Shaddaa's a rough place and easy to get lost in. Or for someone to get lost. If we wanted to keep out of sight from the Sith for a while, you couldn't pick a better spot.
What's Nal Hutta?
It means glorious jewel in Huttese, but don't let that fool you. It's the central breeding grounds of the Hutts. Nar Shaddaa orbits it. Nal Hutta's as slimy as the Hutts. Lots of swamp and bloated gas. It's where those slugs reach out and grab chunks of the galaxy. Trust me, we're not going to go anywhere near the place unless we want to be washing the stink out of our clothes for the next few years.
It might take longer than that for some of us.
You spend all day thinking out that joke? Maybe you and Deodur should start a circus.
I fail to understand the reference, though I doubt your explanation would prove worthwhile.
Yeah, the banter between these people is wonderful. A lot of ex-soldiers.
Yeah, some came looking for work running freight and cargo. Still, there's only so many ships to go around and so many workers. So others lend their weapons to the Hutts in the exchange. It's become a prime base for raider recruitment across the galaxy.
How hard would it be to find a Jedi here?
It won't be easy. There's so much traffic on Nar Shaddaa. Finding anyone on the moon's surface is going to be hard. We're going to touch down in the refugee sector. There's a lot more traffic there, and it's harder for people to spot you coming in. Or find you once you arrive.
Alright. You sound like you've been here before.
Anyone flying the Star Lanes has docked on Nar Shaddaa at least once. I wouldn't want to live there, and I doubt anyone does by choice. I've plotted a course for the refugee sector, and we should touch down within the hour. Once we're down, we should finally be able to breathe easy. There's no way anyone's gonna find us here.
Nar Shaddaa. Anybody who knows anything about bounty hunters or Hutt cartels will know Nar Shaddaa like the back of their hand. This place is seedy as heck. Like, this is like the backwater seedy neighborhood of the Star Wars universe. Oop. Oh yeah, this scene. And here we meet Goto. Bounty hunters. Gand, the twin sons, Hanhar, the HK-50s, the Zhug brothers. This planet gets crazy. I love it. I love this place. This is great.
Perhaps you have heard that the Jedi comes to Nar Shaddaa. While she walks upon the smuggler's moon, she is not to be harmed. Observe her, track her, but do not eclipse her movements, or I shall eclipse yours.
Must we watch? We have hunted them so long. Now we must wait.
You must, because one Jedi attracts others. It is the way of things.
Godor's head is filled with madness. The Zhug family hunt the galaxy, look for the Jedi. Jedi comes here, we can no longer hunt. There is no sense to it.
Honda no Saka, Jita Bedwana Maticha, Kichu no Kada Mirenito. Renfiloso ni Heku Chupanare.
Guns likely to have more than a few levels, so we should be able to upgrade guns for him and make that fight easy. Yeah, you'll see what I mean later.
Taranamo Sibu and Dasarans, Krema Sunkun Ratungala, Chawi Mo Jubu and Kosoracha. Bomababe want to susintu mukarata. To Esfrectonatada bear Mabar Chokto. Torenibu inturata Sisi Meborokra.
Alright.
Request. If Goto's vessel is no longer neutral ground, inform us so that we might initiate assassination protocols and commence firing at once.
Kavadumpe Masuraku, Popayi Botenya,
Goto's order was clear. Do not harm the beautiful Jedi while she walks on Nar Shaddaa. Until we are unless we are attacked first, then we are permitted to defend ourselves.
Jedi followed the self-destructive path of pacifism and tolerance. They will not attack first.
She said nothing of the companions. Alright, let's do this. A lot happens on this world, and I mean a lot. So we won't be able to cover everything, not even close. Like, we may get half done in an hour.
Ah, the beautiful stench and decay of desperate living.
This moon, it teems with life. It is difficult to center oneself.
Never have I been to a place so alive with the Force, yet so dead to it. The contrast is like a blade.
Welcome to Nar Shaddaa. Towering buildings kilometers high and miles deep, with canyons so wide you could have a dogfight in them. Word of warning, watch where you step, or you'll fall for hours.
Yep. We gonna be okay?
Sure. Most of the landing pads around here are unclaimed, or should be. They're pretty badly maintained, so they're not safe to land on. Well, I mean, not this one. But they all have the reputation, so we should be all right. I think.
Any problems with the docking
No,
authorities?
but I forgot to tell them we were landing. The refugee sector's a dead zone.
Forgot.
No one cares too much who flies in and out of here as long as they're not carrying cargo that the Exchange or the Hutts might want a piece of.
It's the refugee sector?
Yeah, in all its glory. Don't get your hopes up from what you see here, though. As soon as we hit the main sector, that's when the smell and the mobs can get pretty bad.
Let's move on.
All right, then, let's move out. Where are we headed exactly?
It does not matter where we go. If what we seek is here, we shall come upon it in due time.
Yeah, if you want to stay on the ship and meditate some more, don't let us stop you. Whatever we do, I say we get the Hawk's ID signature changed while we're here.
Yep.
Might keep us from being a target when we enter a new system.
It is not your choice, Atten. It is hers. What is it you wish to do?
There should be a central trading hub up ahead. Their stock's probably not the best, but they may have some things worthwhile.
Let's see where our path takes us.
If you have any questions, just ask. We should be able to leave the ship here as long as we want. No one supervises these landing pads anymore.
You there!
Uh-oh.
What's with you? Letting that piece of junk sink its struts into my landing pad!
Reference to episode 4, anybody? You're lucky my ship's gracing your trash heap.
Huh? My trash heap? Fine, land there. I got some
But yeah, he's got some people who are gonna come by later. It's fine. So there's something I specifically want HK-47 for. You know what? Actually, okay, so I actually think I'm gonna save real fast because I might be able to not have this gun. Mandalorian assault rifle. Alright, that's what I want. That's what I want him to have. I've got my guns. Because there's a couple of things up there that I can get some influence from HK for, I think. Bunch of corpses.
Prejudice. Assassination.
Anything, HK?
I saw what you did to... Forgive me. Forgive me.
I'm just doing
Why
that.
did you do...
I'll reload and do something different.
And what would you rather do? The Force. Cruelty
So yeah.
leads to suffering. And
She'll
when
say
one
something
suffers,
different
it is
depending on
the
which
way of
choice
life
you
to
make
spread
here.
suffering.
This scene is actually like super iconic.
The suffering within builds until its sound is all one hears. And when a kindness is offered, it is punished. And a greater darkness is served. From one act can come tremendous power when the echo has traveled as far as it can. Send a great echo, and power will come to you.
Anything, HK? No? Okay. I'm actually gonna go back through this then and do the nice thing because I can't influence HK off of that because Kreia triggers. And like that's actually like a guide to what you're supposed. That scene is also like a guide to what you're supposed to do for Nar Shaddaa.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the light side thing because at that point it wasn't worth
Thanks for your help. If you save me... Whatever your reason.
Oh crud. Oh well.
I saw what you...
Of course.
Thank you.
Why? And would that be a... The Force, even by giving him something he has not earned. Perhaps all you have helped him become
Again,
a
this scene
target.
is super iconic. She has a different response based on what you do.
Seeing another elevated often brings the eyes of others who suffer. And perhaps in the end, all you have wrought is more pain. And that is my lesson to you.
Alright.
Good.
Oh yeah, there's something I need to collect in here really fast. Oh, maybe it's this one. No. There it is, navigation interface. Alright. That's for a thing later. Upgrade. Watchman? And the Sith Disruptor, and these will be Atten's weapons. You see a bunch of modifiers. Alright. The 30-second or have shut down when they were unable to recharge. Yeah, basically I'm gonna end up talking to him and... Yep. Yeah, a bunch of upgrade parts. Some of them are decent. Anyway, there's a thing out here. Oh wait, I need to talk to this other droid here to get a side quest. What happened? Schematics for a thing. Free version of that part once it's built, then I'll do it. Alright. That gets a really good upgrade part for T3. Okay, so this bit, I believe I get influence with HA47 by doing this. It's actually worth doing this just because it's funny.
Please, look, I already paid.
I have not enough pay all. We'll make up the percentage. I take a percentage of you back with us.
Oh.
You two, give me all your credits and jump into the central pit. Oh, that's kind of goofy.
How did you do that? Stay away from me.
Query. That was wonderful, Master.
Yes!
Next time, may I try?
Of course, HK. Of course you can.
Query. Statement. Answer.
Gosh dang it. Okay. Maybe I need one or two more. Okay. So now there's two merchants here. There's that lady who's the good guy, and then there's a guy over here who's an exchange dude.
Your thoughts are disturbed.
Ooh,
I can
this
feel
bit.
them from a great distance, like a shiver running through you.
Suddenly it feels...
It is Nar Shaddaa, the true Nar Shaddaa that you feel around you. It is this moon, with the metal and machines stripped away and the currents of the Force laid bare.
Alright. The vibration is strange.
I'm surprised you can feel it. I fear the damage to you had deadened you to such perceptions. What you feel is the echo of the minds of these creatures within the Force. Their anger, their greed, their desperation. It is life. One might as well move the universe, but such manipulation is possible. It requires that one be able to feel the critical point within the fractured mass, and know how to strike it in such a way that the echoes travel to your intended destination.
Basically a sort of Shatterpoint variation is what I'm getting from that.
Not in the sense you understand it. The ability to fool the minds of others, to dominate them on a massive scale that you speak of, is not achieved best through raw power. Manipulation is done through propelling events, or selected ones, into motion. It is done through teaching, through example, and through conviction. And the greatest of victories are not manipulations at all, but simply awakening others to the truth of what you believe, of hearing it echoed around you in life.
All right.
But let us be silent. Words and thoughts are distractions.
Feel this moment. What's he got? Really? Another micropulse? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the disintegrator instead. I'll just do the thing with him. Okay.
Let's go.
And Bayadur gets to level up now because he's a Jedi. Bling. Funny how he didn't get the Force sensitive feat until after I'd already given him powers. From that, because he's gonna be a hand-to-hand fighter. Alright, there's some guys in here we can fight. However, this fight is a tiny bit tough. Okay, yeah, upgraded weapons does the trick. I've had trouble with this before. Tunneler. He's environment suit. Assassin ceremonial armor. Wow, some good loot drops. Yeah, this person will get better stuff after doing the side quest, so... Anyway. Alright. Tanhar! Where he shackles well. How do you think that's gonna go? A shadow in his voice. He refused to stand before others in the flesh. He is strange. So this hut has hired Hanhar to try and kill Godo. But yeah, basically. And he spoke of Mira. We'll get to Mira. These are my calf hounds, as you are.
The honor is... It's mine. The honor is mine.
All right, I can do that because I'm a sentinel. We land in Vaga's chambers. Vaga will decorate his chambers with our skin if he catches us. No one's gonna break open Vaga's treasure chamber. You have to get by his calf hounds, his guards, and him, and then break the lock. Mandalorians, we'll come back to them later. Yes, our captain. He's in the Jektar, bar of poisonous gas. I'll keep an eye or nose out for him if I get in there. Basically, these are just a bunch of side quests. Thermal shield generator, actually worth a good bit of money. Adrenaline stimulator, that'll be really good for At. Nature search, checking out the area. I see, at the same time I do not. Ask what you do. I'm unfamiliar with the human etiquette or physiology. You've got impressive array of equipment and monitors. Okay, so this is actually big for a character we get later. The equipment looks like it's designed to track signals. Installed it in the docking pylon to make perfect antennas. For what? Triangulate a signal I detected. It's elusive. Tracking a signal among the dock frequencies is impossible. Frequency I cannot get out of my head. I don't understand. Bits are very interesting anatomically. They have very sensitive auditory and electronic sensors in their brains. It's part of what makes them really good at music. But this guy's, he's detecting like in his brain a signal and he's using equipment to track it to try and figure out where it's coming from because it's driving him crazy. He's such a strong signal for. Discern the owner of the transmission. How'd you find it then? He's behind it. Is there anything I can do to help you out? What's the job? I'm interested. Take these credits. Where are you supposed to meet this Twilight? In the pylon. 500 credits. I may be able to unlock HK-47's last dialogue here. Close enough. Get ready to die. Cryogenic power cell. That's again for the thing.
Observation. You display a fascinating variety of cruelties, Master. It is
difficult to catalog them all. Gate HK.
Query. State. Request.
Yes!
Master, I would appreciate it if Jedi need to be killed, that you permit me to kill those annoying pseudo-pacifists for you. But if you are
bots in the
determined
chat.
to do it yourself, then there are many techniques I would suggest.
Like what?
Recitation. First, weapon selection is critical. If I see one more idiot attacking a Jedi with a blaster pistol, then I'll kill them myself.
What weapons would you suggest?
Answer. Select grenades, sonic screamers, cluster rockets, and plasma charges. Mines are also effective, since many Jedi will run to meet you in hand-to-hand combat. Silly Jedi. Gas attacks are effective if you can take the Jedi by surprise. Inhalation is less effective than ones that work on skin contact, as some Jedi seem to be able to hold their breath for long periods of time. Cautionary.
I didn't actually have to cheat him up. That's nice.
Jedi can fight off the effects. It just distracts them, leaving them open to another avenue of attack.
Any defenses?
Recitation. Do not forget to activate any energy shields you possess. Lightsabers, while powerful, have trouble penetrating most military-issue energy shields, provided they are energy shields and not those crude Mandalorian melee shields.
What about the Force powers?
Answer. Countering their other powers is more difficult. Confession. I do not fully understand their other abilities, but I do know that many of them require that the Jedi know that you are there and can see you. Thus, sniping and using cover are always advantageous.
Anything else?
Evaluation. A technique that Revan used frequently was to attack a Jedi indirectly. This method only works if the Jedi is adhering to the self-destructive path of pacifism and sacrifice.
What do you mean?
Answer. Kill their allies or place them in jeopardy. Many Jedi will leave themselves exposed in order to protect another. That is why there are many less Jedi than there were a decade ago.
You seem to have thought this through.
Cautionary. Oh no, Master. In fact, that is the worst thing you can do. Explanation. Statistically, over-planning the assassination of a Jedi seems to backfire. Extrapolation. There are many theorists who claim Jedi can see the future, and I do not know if that is true, but it seems impulsive acts are more common to succeed than planned incidents.
You use these techniques against enemies to protect yourself, giving you a bonus to experience, constitution, reflex saving throws.
Jedi, like San Kivers, seem to sense trouble a few seconds before it happens. They are tricky little pests.
Oh, sweet level. Deflect. The damage done with ranged weapons by 2. Or Master Rapid. No penalties when using Master Rapid Shot. I think I'll use that. Master Heal. Alright, I'm done with HK's stuff. So I'm going to bring Vissus and Atten.
Say the word.
Why didn't it give this us? Alright. Oh wait. Cancel. Watchman Blaster, Sith Disruptor.
Word.
Because once I level up at... Whoa, a lot of stuff. Scout Enforcer. I'm so glad I got that bonus.
I don't know who you... No harm done.
What do you mean?
My wife, Ada. Thing
Okay,
is...
so her wife's missing, she's in the refugee sector,
now-
but the exchange won't let him in.
Yeah? Well, I'm not gonna turn away...
Yeah, I mean, I have to work to get my light side back up, but... And now let's go do that guy's side quest. Bunch of loot. I remember there being loot in here. This part of the map isn't in the vanilla game. It was restored. I'm pretty sure they had some kind of plan for it, but ended up not doing anything with it.
Malampasta.
Yep. There's a side quest here that we basically just get done by completing the main quest line, by the way. What a fungus with none of the slow creeping subtlety. He's hijacking the freighters. Perhaps I can help you get to the bottom of this. Citadel Station is looking for a fuel source. If I can take care of Godo, will you agree to fuel Citadel Station? And now that side quest is coming out. A fair deal for Telos. Godo must be dealt with. Alright, now. New fuel source. Vaga the Hutt, he has a large fuel supply from Zalaeron. He'll be willing to trade, but will not dispatch any of his raiders until they can be safe from Godo's hijacking. We'll be back in here shortly.
Oh, looks like the Jedi raised their standards. Hanhar. I thought I smelled something. I've told you before, hunt your own targets. Don't scavenge mine.
You are my prey, always. Hanhar is really messed
Working
up.
for the hut suddenly made you stupid, Hanhar? You touch me, you'll break the truce. And then you won't last long enough to slip off this moon.
Maybe seeing your bones break, seeing you in pain will be all I need.
Hanhar. I don't want your life to... Yeah, you're right. I'm afraid. I'm afraid if you keep crushing me, I'll accidentally set off my rocket charges and blow us both to Nal Hutta. I'd rather die than be caught by you again, Hanhar.
It's not time for you to enter the Shadowlands. Hanhar is really messed up. The contact is dead. We got locked in here. The disruptor gag. Warfare upgrade, that's really good for HK. Maneuvering flaps. It'd be nice to have some more guns I can give to Mira. Oh, I spoil things. I don't have a huge amount of time left. Alright. Now I think let's go to the cantina. Come on. Because Mira can be built as a gunslinger too.
Tonos Emeragith. Tonor. Look, look. Feb. Tonos.
But he won't let me buy anything from her until I deal with the Rodian.
Nishasa. Jurun. Koparon.
Yeah, then I get a side quest with her that I can do just by finishing a couple of planets.
Tonoranga Manakan. Tonoranga Manakan. Mababe want to susintu muka.
I tell exchange. Go tell the exchange and give them my description. That's actually really, really helpful for later.
Meshasa. Baka uba jaba. No, nananka tala.
Perhaps.
Baka prota gocha.
I'll stand with you.
Baka pro jaba.
Algernon suffers, Dantooine. I've already solved the problem with Dantooine.
No.
And see, her stocks increases with each of those other planets I deal with, so... Yeah, I did a few dark things to influence HK, but it was worth it for HK talk.
Just
A bunch of light side points. Now we're gonna go into here.
Dovere ninja, yonona shitasa chuch. Wanatu mobayes. Dorcha no
We're so close, so within reach.
Dorsenda we not.
Anticipation, sisters, savor it.
Do not herete pachasa borta. Crisocha wentense me punta.
Fire up your engines elsewhere. This grade is hitting on her.
Jun soba me rapa. No kuma.
So different story. That's revulsion, you shut up.
Wamba.
Prepare to die, human. Wow. Oh my gosh.
So, you have the look of a seasoned That's so. Here's the flask.
Give me juice.
Taracho kawana bota. Unta chiwita in dovrei kun.
Alright, so this is how we get into Vaughn's treasure chamber.
Kawana bot dahu tak kechu gavadum. No. Tinor krelu dovrei kun mwili wo. Dovrei kun.
I'll do
Kawan. Unta chiwi.
This is really weird, but you get some good loot, including lightsaber stuff, so it's worth it. I look like an MMORPG character, it's hilarious. That's really funny. If I'm remembering correctly, this outfit gives me Persuade plus 10, which is hysterical.
Kawana bota yunta tanga kinamatura. Tayaita ta bosanansata.
There's actually a reason I want to go back in there, because there's another thing that's related to a certain thing later.
What the?
Send her in. I find it hilarious that he doesn't recognize me as the girl who was talking about Citadel Station. Something glitched, that was funny.
Kawan. Ento.
Alright. Now what we do, we pour the Juba juice in here. And they get alcohol sleep. That will leave us free to slice into here. Lightsaber. Rodian Deathblade. You know what, maybe I'll do a melee. Maybe I'll do a melee build on her this time. I think I'll learn power gauntlets. What are Karaka gauntlets? Yeah, there's some stuff in there that made it worth it. Yeah, I want to go back in there. There's a droid I want to play Pizak with, actually. Oh wait, we'll level up Atten soon enough. There's just something in the refugee sector we have to do first. Well, crud, that didn't work. Guess because my wisdom isn't super high. But this little guy will tell us the password. Hold out.
Oh. Why? I'm concerned. I fear my
Would you mind if I took a look?
I'm not sure I wish it fixed.
Yeah, maybe if the droid's not very good, there's some credits to be made here.
Oh, most certainly, sir. I am not a good player. Quite the mark. Why, you are quite correct. If you are indeed skilled.
You find the malfunction and correct the problem.
That feels much better. I cannot believe I went on and on about...
The unusual looking module attached under the droid's left arm. Attempt to open the module's casing. The casing without damaging the components inside. There's a data recorder and a high-powered burst transmitter. Passive information gathering device. That's important for later. Make a note of that.
Hey, I saw that.
Your ship?
Was I talking? It's the Ebon Hawk, isn't it? She was stolen from me during a routine run in the Mid-Rim, near the close of the Mandalorian Wars.
That would mean he owned it before Davik Kang did.
The registry's 34 P7JK. It's got a temperamental hyperdrive, and the turrets can be sluggish and unresponsive against fast-moving fighters. She's also got 2 secret compartments, one in the cargo hold, right near the plasteel cylinders in the back, and the second beneath the bunks in the starboard cabin.
Whoa, he could have gotten that information some other way than owning the ship. Come on.
So, you're gonna hand...
What?
Good to hear you.
What are you doing?
Painting a target on your forehead. I'm not doing him any favors.
I'm going now. Get used to the solid ground beneath you.
Let me shoot him in the back. No one has to know.
The only reason I didn't lose any influence there was because I told him we're not doing him any favors. Because, like, that ship, yeah, it does attract attention. Don't worry, we'll get it back. We're not stuck here because we agreed to give him the ship. And these guys.
Time to nod. More where that came from. Time to take you down the side.
Anything? Okay. Sometimes you can gain influence with either Atten or Visas just by, like... Oh yeah, that's a thing about the refugee sector and the dude's wife. Alright, there's this guy here.
Keep back. Really?
Yep.
I'm...
You're welcome. Ooh, a crystal.
Such acts have their own strength about them.
There's a small act.
It may seem that way, but perhaps it can become... I'm sorry, I did...
Speak your mind.
Principles of sacrifice and charity. These are things I have not seen in some time. I'm afraid that it will weaken you. But I have said enough.
Yeah. She actually has a little bit of understanding of force and echoes and stuff like what Freya was talking about. Maybe we'll talk to her.
Welcome, traveler. I see you're a stranger here. You've got the Serco refugees over on the skyward side. And on the inner side, you've got...
So basically, you've got 2 options. Either make these people capitulate to the exchange, that'll get their attention, or we can, like, make their lives better, which is what we're gonna do.
If you could convince either the exchange or the Serco to give... Thanks.
If I'm remembering correctly, Aida... Yep.
Another refugee? What? Lutra's here?
Path is clear.
You've given me my husband back.
Better go, he's waiting for you. Yeah, I told you we could gain all that light side stuff back that we lost.
Greetings. Are you the space... Oh, he... Thank you. 50 credit. I was afraid...
Oh my gosh, it's so mean! I'll try to find some for you. Some of these are side quests that will be solved after we deal with, like, you know, the main stuff here.
Because if you need a... Yes. You need a pilot. I'd great...
Yep, bunch of side quests there.
Are you on a...
Well now, what happened? The Overseer took her daughter.
I owe... You would?
There's stuff to loot in a few of these. We're almost to the point where I want to stop, so we are going to... Okay, we'll get there later. Yep. You're right, it's him. Let's watch. So yeah, now, we talk to these guys. This is how we get Atten's thing done. Atten? His mother's moon, don't trust him. He's not just a soldier. So, Atten, what secrets have you got?
Something up? Alright.
Says he knows you.
Yeah, that's a surprise. Did he say
I owed him credits?
I'm as Atten will ever be. And whoever your trusted informant is, he's right. I did show up on Nar Shaddaa during the Jedi Civil War, along with a lot of other refugees.
No, because you're asking about it. If I wanted to tell you anything, I would have come and told you. Anything else?
I just wanted to know.
Is this an interrogation? If so, you're terrible at it, especially for an ex-Jedi. Or whatever you are. Why don't you just crawl
that might
in
be
my head
funnier
and
if you
dig
play
out
Dark
whatever you're
Side.
looking for rather than asking about it.
You got a problem. Let's settle it.
You know what? I helped you get off Peragus. If I hadn't been there, you wouldn't have even gotten off the administration level.
That's
I'm
not
trying
true.
to help you. I don't know why I'm bothering. Yeah, well, I still helped you.
You did.
Sort of. Maybe you shouldn't look a free Ronto in the mouth before you buy it.
You should have. A HUD is giving it to
You
you.
know what? Not once have I asked you about the Mandalorian Wars. Not once.
I heard about Duxon. Everyone has. I heard about Serico, and I sure as hell know about Malachor 5.
By the way,
makes you think you've
Serico
got the
wasn't
right
a
to
thing.
interrogate me
Basically,
on
the
anything?
Mandalorian stooped
You've got
to the
plenty
surface.
of lives to answer for. All you Jedi do.
Got a question? Then ask.
How did you even live with yourself after Malachor? Is that why you went back to the Jedi Council? Hoping they'd kill you? Wasn't it? Maybe you thought they'd forgive you. Sure, you might have thought they'd execute you. But Jedi don't kill, do they? At least not their prisoners. Maybe you were counting on it when you went back in chains. So you got off easy. You were exiled, brushed under the cargo ramp, another dirty little Jedi secret. I'll tell you.
Kinda.
All those Jedi at Malachor, they deserved it. Every last one of them.
There must be a reason you believe this.
Because Jedi lie, and they manipulate, and every act of charity or kindness they do, you can drag it out squirming into the light and see it for what it is. The galaxy doesn't need Jedi arrogance or Jedi hypocrisy anymore.
What do you mean?
At least the Sith are honest about what they're killing for. The Jedi are pacifists, except in times of war. They're teachers, except when it comes to telling their students the truth. And when they save you, it's only so you can suffer more. Whatever, just leave me alone.
Well, don't get too attached to me. I don't like it.
Why not?
It's because I'm a deserter. It's what I do. Served in both of them. Against the Mandalorians, before and after Revan, and again, when Revan declared war on the Jedi.
Why?
Because I followed orders. But it was more than that. You were there. You knew how easy it was to hate the Jedi who sat back in the Republic, evaluating the threat, and watched us die against the Mandalorians. I did, up until the Republic officers began to betray their oaths to the Republic and side with Revan, Admiral Kareth, Mon Halan, General Darrett, and all the rest.
Right after
those are
that
all
final
big
battle
names.
at Malachor,
You'll recognize
I was
Kareth
right
from the
there with
previous
the rest
game.
of the defectors, because it was the right thing to do.
No, it wasn't. We needed the Jedi during the Mandalorian Wars, more than anything.
I'm with you there.
The Mandalorians were slaughtering us by the millions. The millions. You were at Serico, when they turned the Starib cities into glass craters. At Duro, when Basilisk war droids rained like meteors onto the orbiting cities. And when the Mandalorians set fire to the Zoxan plains on Ares III, the fires that still burn. Without the Jedi who turned on the
Even
Council,
thousands of
without
years
you,
later,
the
Duro
Republic
was
would have lost the
permanently
war,
affected by
and we
what
would
the
all be
Mandalorians
Mandalorian
did. Like,
slaves
they
or
did
corpses.
damage.
If that's what you want to call knowing when to fight and when to kill, then yes. But you can't really break down people into Sith and Jedi and expect everything to make sense.
Get that
We
right,
were
bud.
loyal to Revan. That was enough.
This is part of
He
what I
saved
love
us.
about this game. It's so much more complex than Jedi, Sith, black, white, good, evil. Like I had.
After Malachor, after the Mandalorian Wars, that's when the Sith teachings started spreading through the ranks.
We knew where our loyalties lay. To the Jedi who came to help us. Not the ones who sat back on Dantooine and Coruscant, watching us die.
So when those same Jedi who watched us die decided to start fighting us during the Jedi Civil War, we fought back. I fought back.
The idea of you fighting a Jedi is ridiculous.
Yeah, it sure is. And that's why I was so good at it.
Huh.
And that's why I wasn't fighting Jedi. I was killing them. People say killing Jedi is hard. It's not. You just have to be smart about it. No blasters, no getting close to them, no attacking them directly when you can gun down their allies instead. There's ways
Like
of
HK
gassing
said.
them, drugging them, making them lose control, torturing them. I was really good at it.
What's worse is that killing them wasn't the best thing. Making them fall. Making them see our side of it. That was the best.
I taught myself techniques.
He told
It's
us about
hard
one
for
of them, the
Jedi
playing
to sense
Kazak
what
in
you're
his
really
head.
thinking if you throw up walls of strong emotions and feelings. Lust, impatience, cowardice. Most Jedi awareness doesn't cruise beyond the surface feelings, to see what's deeper. And I was good at that, throwing up walls. And my superiors knew it. Sometimes the Jedi on our side wouldn't even realize I was there.
Is that why you act the way you do?
Part of it. Maybe it was always me. It's hard to tell sometimes. I haven't known who I am for years. I wasn't the
That must
only
be
one.
really tragic.
I know you left at the Mandalorian Wars, so you don't know much about what went on behind the scenes in the Jedi Civil War. But Revan understood one thing. The real battle was going to be fought between the Jedi on both sides. That was the only battle that mattered. Whoever had the most, the strongest Jedi were going to win the Civil War. If Revan couldn't convert Jedi, Revan would kill them. So Revan trained elite Sith units into assassination squads, whose duty was to go out and capture enemy Jedi. I was in one of the special units trained to do this.
What happened?
Revan had plans for all Jedi.
Alright.
I think it was important that the Jedi see his side of
Okay,
things. The Sith
I'm gonna
teachings.
finish this discussion
Revan
with that,
wanted to
and
break
then I'll
them,
have to
and
end
then
for the
have them
night.
join him.
I'm technically out of time as is. Why?
One day, I decided not to do it anymore, so I left. Ended up on Nar Shaddaa, became someone else. Because you've killed Jedi too. Different circumstances, but you have a bigger body count than I ever did. And I've been with you only a short time. Enough to know that as soon as someone signs on with you, they haven't got long to live. You got history, and anyone who travels with you doesn't. And maybe I want somebody to know who I was in case a story needs to be set straight. Maybe you...
Why'd you leave the Sith?
Well, there was a woman.
Yes!
A Jedi. She gave her life for mine.
Who?
I never knew her name. She sought me out. She said she had come to save me. She was lying, of course. Or I think she was. It doesn't matter. She told enough truth to get my attention. She said that Revan was doing something terrible to Jedi within the unknown regions. That when we captured Jedi, they were sent to a place designed to break them. And that anyone in the service who showed any ability with the Force was sent there too, to turn
There's so many seeds being sent for the end of the game, it's so good.
Or assassins trained to kill Jedi. She said that's what would happen to me. That I had the Force inside me. That's why I was so good at killing Jedi. And that when the Sith learned of it, there would be no escape. No turning back. I would become an instrument of the dark side. Forever. I had heard talk in the ranks. Troops vanishing. I knew what she meant, but I didn't believe her. Or want to believe her.
What'd you do?
I did what I did with all Jedi. I hurt her. I hurt her a lot. And then, right when I thought she couldn't take any more, she showed me the Force. In my head.
And I felt everything she felt. And I heard just an echo of what the Force was. And how what I was doing, I think I loved her. But it wasn't that kind of love.
In other words,
It was the kind of love
oh
where
my
you're willing to give
gosh.
up everything
I
for
just thought of
someone you
something
don't even
here.
know.
Maybe he learned a little bit of how manipulating Force echoes could work, how he was causing echoes that were causing negative impacts beyond just the Jedi he killed.
Maybe. It doesn't matter.
I killed her for crawling in my head, for showing me that. But before she opened her mind to mine, my only thought was that I would love to kill her. And at the end, I killed her because I loved her. In the end, she sacrificed herself to keep my secret, to prevent the Sith from knowing about that touch of the Force inside me. She wasted her life to save me. Me.
And I felt
He's
her
Force
die
sensitive.
when she opened her mind. I've killed Jedi, like I said, but I was never there to feel it, to be on the receiving end. And after that, I couldn't stop feeling things. Before, guilt, lust, impatience. It had been orchestrated to get close. Now it all just kept tumbling out, and I couldn't keep doing what I was doing. So I left. I fled with the displaced war veterans to Nar Shaddaa, and I lost myself there. Until the war came to an end. I wanted no more of Jedi, or Dark Jedi, or the Force. I just wanted to be left alone.
And then, I met you on Paragus.
Yep.
And I thought maybe she had saved me so that I could help you. And if I can't, then I have to try.
I welcome your help.
I didn't want to tell you any of this, but I had to. Because if something happens, I can't let you think I was doing it for something other than the past. Once, a Jedi showed me the Force. At the time, there was too much pain to confront it. Because if I did, it meant I would be changed into something else. Now, I'm not afraid of it anymore. And I think that by learning how to use it, I can help protect you. Or at least buy you some time when disaster comes screaming in.
I want to learn how to use the Force.
Yes, I will train you.
What must I do?
He's gonna be a Jedi. We still have one other companion who will be a Jedi. Awaken. He's a Jedi Sentinel!
Just say the...
Okay, he's gonna get 2-weapon fighting. Give him that. Master 2-weapon. I'd love to give him Valor and Speed. And there he is, Atten the Jedi. As for me, and I'll be pretty dang white-sided by the time I finish the side quests here, but for now, that is going to be it for tonight. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you have a nice